Hello everybody out there, and welcome back here with the future once again to another retro showcase and review. And today we have more Jakks specific bone crunching action figures to check out. These figures actually are from the first series, first wave ever released by Jakks Pacific in 1996. They were the Superstar Series 1 line. As a kid, I never did have any of the Superstars Series 1 figures. Me and my brother did not start collecting these. I would have been 14 in 96, but we didn't start collecting these till about Series 3, Wave 3, because I don't know why. We were out of the Hasbros. You know, they were gone for about a year or so. They started coming out with the bendy figures, the Bendums. Those kind of filled the gap a little bit, but we weren't into collecting those. So then we started seeing these Jakks Bone Crunchers in Toys R Us and whatnot. I remember seeing Ultimate Warrior and whatnot before we picked any up, seeing the Superstar Series 1. And then about around the time that Series 3 was released, which I'm kind of glad, because the first few series were really loose joints, and you'll see an example here when I show you them. There's no, consideration with these. The legs are like spaghetti on these guys, and I'm kind of glad we didn't start collecting them till about Wave 3, because I would have just thought they were too junky not to be standing and everything on these first two series, as if I would have started collecting them, and probably would have swayed my interest in them otherwise. But lucky enough, we started collecting them in Series 3, so we never knew they had a problem until later on, because like I said, we never had no Wave 1 Series 1 Superstars figures. But two awesome figures here I got from Superstar Series 1. We have the Big Daddy Cool Diesel and the Goldust to check out. So now I want to thank everybody who's subscribed lately, dropped any comments, left any feedback. I really appreciate all the support here on my channel. Make sure you tell all your friends about the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell down there to get notified for all my latest videos. Yeah, share the shit out of this, guys. And like I said, I really appreciate it. So now, without further ado, let's check out the 1996 WWF Jakks Pacific Big Daddy Cool Diesel and the Bizarre Goldust bone crunching action figures from Superstars Series 1. Let's check them out. All right, everybody. So here we have, in all their glory, the Series 1 Diesel and the Superstar Series 1 Goldust. And like I said, these were from the first ever wave in 1996, launched by Jakks Pacific, of the bone crunching action figures, which lasted up until 1999 when they switched over to the Titantron Live, but actually kept going in the Backlash series, exclusive to KB Toys, up until around 2001 or so. Here is Big Daddy Cool Diesel. And like I said, the thing that was wrong with these is the spaghetti legs. Look at that. I mean, just getting this guy to stand up. I mean, I had him stand up here at the beginning, but it takes some effort. I mean, like I said, if I would have seen that as a kid, if I would have picked these up first wave and seen that, I would not have been happy. But nonetheless, what a great figure, in my opinion, just for display purposes only, maybe not for play. I mean, I guess playability, it was okay. I mean, your legs are going to go everywhere anyway, and you're going to be holding onto the figure. But definitely, they didn't come with any stands, which was, the reason that the bottom of these are flat-footed and no peg hole, which they decided to start using stands, I think in Series 3 it was, when they re-released Diesel with tighter leg joints, and they re-released Goldust as well, but these are the original. It's just ironic that I got them both at the same time. But you can see, no peg holes. And here's Goldie. And wow, is Goldust's face great on this or what? This is before, real scan technology. That is just a mold right there that an artist cast, and that's great. And this is his debut attire, which I always loved. And here on this, 98 board game, which is kind of weird because it's got more graphics leaning towards like 96, 97. But there's Goldust right there. You can kind of see what they're getting at on the attire, if you didn't know. And Goldust actually has the removable wig, which he took off. And you can see there, with the wig removed, pretty good likeness there of Goldie. A.K.a. Dustin Rhodes, still going strong today in AEW. He actually started out as Dustin Rhodes. I first remember him in WWF. Then he went to WCW as Dustin Rhodes. And then it was an all-out shocker when he came back to WWF in '95. At an In Your House when he debuted as the Bizarre Goldust. And man, he took that gimmick a long way. He was Goldust up to a few years back whenever he left for AEW to be with his brother. So I always liked this, though, the gold bodysuit with the silver accents, the silver gloves. Like I said, that debut attire that had like the silver down the front, they captured well in this, you can see. I love the head sculpt. Kind of weird that the head face paint is silver, though. And you can see some face paint kind of wearing on his cheek there, but it's not too bad. I picked these up for a hell of a deal on eBay at once. And you can see the spaghetti leg syndrome for Goldust. I mean, all I gotta do is like that or go like that, and they're gonna go backwards. And yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna try to stand him up. Well, I got him to stand. It seems like he's a little easier to stand right off the bat than Diesel. Because Diesel, yeah, there we go. I didn't think I was gonna get him on the first stand, but man, Diesel's hard to get up. So he seems a little bit more loose on Diesel than Goldie. But the paint and stuff on these for 96 for the Superstar Series 1, I thought were really good for the price I got. I mean, look, there's a little bit of a nick of his hair. The Diesel, a lot of these, I saw a lot of paint chips on the singlet top, but on this one, it's looking pretty good. He's got the Diesel emblem. Of course, they released later on him and Razor Ramon, which I'd love to get Razor Ramon too. That's one that I always wanted to get from that Series 1 batch. I wanted to get an Ultimate Warrior from the Series 2 Superstars, which I think I remember seeing first time in Toys R Us when they had the Series 2 release with Ultimate Warrior, like I said at the beginning of the video. But this is Big Daddy Cool, you know, towards the end of his run there. If anybody doesn't know Big Daddy Cool Diesel, he's Kevin Nash, one of the co-founders of the NWO, along with Scott Hall, later joined by Hulk Hogan. But you see, in WWF, he was Big Daddy Cool Diesel. There's his awesome fingerless glove there. So you can kind of do the Diesel pose with the arm there, straight up. I noticed that my arm there, probably from doing that pose, is broken there on the bone crunching action, but the action works awesome on all the other parts, if you can hear that. And let's get him in here good. Yeah, there we go. So there's the bone crunching action for Diesel, and even in the arms, you can hear it. And like Zack Ryder said, I mean, kind of useless other than when you're going to use them in storyline purpose. You're not going to break a guy's leg, you know, just in a regular match. So, yeah, the bone crunching action worked in storyline purposes. But you can see he's got the molded fringe down the side of the pants. He's got the long pants going over the boots there. I love this Diesel. This is the first Diesel figure ever made. We did not get the Diesel in Hasbro, which was slated to come out, rumored, but I think it's almost like not a rumor anymore, but he was slated to come out in the series after the green cards, along with like a Jeff Jarrett, Men on the Mission, Bastion Booger, a few others. But it was cool to get the Diesel, you know, a year or so later from the Jakks Pacific line when it came out. Even though by this time they were pretty much headed to WCW, which I always, you know, felt kind of weird. They got him right on the end there. Must have had him right on the end there, signed and ready to go right before they went to the NWO, because him and Razor were both in the first wave for 96. But yeah, really like this Nash. One of my favorite bone crunchers, definitely, just because of the nostalgia factor and never having it as a kid. And like I said, the Goldie, we kind of looked at him already. Not much more to say on him. They were very ripped in the legs, though, on these first few series. You can see there. Look at Goldust. He's really ripped in the legs. But yeah, even, you know, Kevin Nash has those, you know, ripped out legs, even though he's got full pants on, that you couldn't really even tell what his legs looked like. But I love that, Goldust got the wig, and that kind of takes over from Hasbro. Hasbro always, if somebody had a wig or a hat or something, they'd usually make it an accessory, but a lot of times it'd be worn on still. So I'm glad that the wig was put on and removable for Goldust in this one. Jakks did a hell of a job. And I really want to get the robe to put on this Goldust to complete him, because I think the one that was released with the robe later on didn't have a wig with it, and I wanted to get the robe and the wig on the original attire Goldust. So I'm looking for that robe that they released later on with a later Goldust figure repaint. But man, yeah, I love these. Like I said, from Superstars Series 1, 1996. Big Daddy Cool Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, whatever you want to call him. Finally, I have a figure of the actual Diesel character. I had some Kevin Nash figures, but not Diesel. Never had a Diesel figure. And then the bizarre Goldust, too. I was able to pick these guys up in a hell of a deal in the lot. Like I said, no peg holes here on the bottom. They didn't come out with stands till Series 3, I believe. But nonetheless, other than the wobbly legs, the arms aren't bad, but the legs are terrible, and that was a problem. But other than that, these are some great figures. So not much more to say, but thanks everybody out there for checking this out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below, give me a like if you like what you saw, share this video, hit that notification bell like I've mentioned at the beginning of the video. A lot more bone crunching action figures to come. I picked up quite a bit to add to the collection that we never had back in my collection when we were collecting them in my teens, and me and my brother when they were initially going. I always want to say as a kid, but I was more a teenager then. As a kid, it was more Hasbro's for me, but later on, the Jakks came out, and I was still into them. So, yeah, always loved these two figures because I never had them, and having them now is pretty sweet. Like I said, I want to get the Razor Ramon. But yeah, guys, like I said, until next time, do all that I mentioned, and not much more to say other than keep collecting out there, like I always say. And until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at the 1996 Jakks Pacific Superstars Series 1 Diesel and Goldust action figures. Like I said, keep collecting, guys. Until next time, peace out.